Before the video starts, check out the official Discord with the links in the description down below or on the screen right here for mobile users. We are a fast growing community, and if you want to join and speak to new people about the anime that we all love, or speak to me personally and get custom perks, check out the Major Dragon Discord and join our growing community within the Dragon Force. Now let's get on with the video. Before the video starts, I wanted to clarify a few things before I continue on with the what if. I've had a few comments and people also emailing me as they complained about the last video. And the last video was because I spent about 7 to nearly 8 minutes of that video speaking of a recap of the story of Dragon Ball. And why did I do it, and it seemed unnecessary. Well, I'm going to answer the question here so there's no miscommunications and you guys will understand. And to please some of you guys that are complaining about it. Well, the reason why I did it is because there are some people who actually watch my channel who actually don't know the full story of Dragon Ball. Some of them don't know about Dragon Ball Z. So that is the real reason why. And I also decided to do a recap because if I didn't, the video would be way too short. That would be 8 minutes off the video. It would have been around 20 minutes, and that's way too short for my channel. So I knew that either way, I had to make the recap so everybody's happy. And it kind of keeps people up to speed. And there might be new fans of my channel who've not seen Dragon Ball yet. Maybe they've watched some other anime videos like Naruto, What Ifs, or One Piece. They might have been able to see my video and they wanted to see what it was like. And that is the reason why sometimes I do a recap story to basically keep people up to speed. And it's to help people out who are new to the anime. And that is the reason why I also put a timestamp there for people who've already seen the show, they've already know everything about it, they can skip right to the what if. But I hope that does clear some things up for you guys, and I do appreciate your guys' concerns and support. You guys are the absolute best. Now, before the video starts, make sure to like the video and make sure to subscribe as well, and post your comment down below. Watch the video all the way through. Now, anyway, let's get into the video. After the defeat of Majin Buu and the reincarnation of Oob, life was peaceful on Earth, as Goku was currently training on King Kai's world. As he was doing his usual thing, King Kai feels something's wrong. And Goku asks what's wrong. He says something's weird. Feels like this dimension is changing. And before they know it, the entire dimension begins merging together with Hell. Now, they don't know what's happening. Everything changes. The clouds were engulfed. And now Heaven and Hell were basically fused together briefly. Goku would then rush over to King Yemma's place where he can ask King Yemma what's going on, only to find out that they were trapped. They were in these large jelly bean looking things. And Goku would ask King Yemma what's happening, what's going on. And King Yemma would explain that this is terrible. There is something down there that is affecting everything. It's affecting the realities. Even the dead are coming back to life. And Goku would meet up with Pikkon, who they are still best friends, and their allies. Goku and Pikkon would then take their leave, going down to the depths of where this creature is. Now on the way, Goku would then sense energies, and before Goku would stand, his major villains. From Demon King Piccolo, to the Ginyu Force, to Frieza, to Cell, and even worse, Kid Buu was there as well. Now, one thing I do want to note as well is I know that Kid Buu was reincarnated, but we'll talk about Majin Buu in a minute and why he's actually there. Yes, he's reincarnated into Oob, but I'll explain that in 1 second. But then they saw the main problem. It was this large, strange creature that had holes in its stomach, and it was childish, laughing, clapping its hands. It was weird. It was a large, fat creature. It seemed innocent. But then it would then look to Goku and want to play. As Goku was excited to fight it, as he could tell it was super strong, it would then send the villains after Goku. Now, these villains, they're not actually real. This creature knew about their souls, and it basically made their new bodies. The real people like Cell, Frieza, the real Majin Buu, who is aka Oob, they're actually on Earth right now where Gohan actually defeated them, like we saw in the movie. Gohan defeated Frieza and the others. These are just carbon copies. Now, they would all rush in to attack Goku. Now, Goku, of course, would easily fight off Cell and Majin Buu at the same time. Now, Pikkon will be fighting Frieza. He easily dispatches Frieza. As he says to go fight that pink blob, he'll handle Cell, as Goku has already defeated Kid Buu. He notes on how Kid Buu was similar in strength, but he was a bit weaker, and he wasn't fighting like he should have. It was a childish version of it. As Pikkon would then have an intense match with Cell, as Cell was in his super perfect form, and the two would then go at it. Now, while this happens, Pikkon's also fighting other villains from Hell, such as the Ginyu Force, and more, and Demon King Piccolo, who even though doesn't last very long. But Goku would then go fight this creature. This creature would then clap his hands and say, Janemba, Janemba, Janemba. Goku says, oh, that's your name, Janemba, huh? And Goku would start to fight this creature, but it was strange. It bounced off any attacks that he had, but then it punched through a dimension and hit Goku, knocking him to the ground. As Goku would then get up, he thinks, whoa, it can punch through holes of dimensions? What? As King Yema, mind you, is also panicking with what's going on, Pikkon has already dispatched of all the villains. He actually went back up there and he yelled a mean thing to the wall, and it actually cracked, and he notices this. He would then continue yelling insults at it and being mean to it as it would continue cracking as he's slowly making his way through. Now Goku's continuing to fight this creature, Janemba, and it was such a strange being. As Goku would then fire a Kamehameha, it would then fire its own, mimicking Goku and hitting him. But Goku would then get serious as Janemba then hurt his hand. Goku knows that he has to get serious. Now, the problem here is Janemba is tearing through everything. Not only heaven, hell, the demon realm included. Everyone's noticing this, and people are panicking. Even the likes of Goma. Goma is absolutely freaking out as rocks are falling everywhere around his castle as he's freaking out what's going on. Now Goku's continuing to fight this being called Janemba, and then Goku gets serious. He then tackles Janemba through the dimensional, and it lands in the demon realm as the robots were there as well. Goma and the others were watching, even an old Namekian by the name of Neva. Now this is when we would have the Supreme Kai help the Z fighters out, as Goku might need help, so he would then bring Vegeta along as well and the others to help hold them back. As mind you, Janemba is so dangerous. I changed Janemba up to make him more interesting. Janemba would then see more friends, more people. He would then begin to molt, as copies of villains would then jump out. Some that we've never seen before. One of them was a strange-looking alien with green skin. It was Bojack, but the heroes have never seen it before. One of them was Broly, from Dragon Ball Z movie Broly, laughing like crazy. Another one was a hulking monster by the name of Harudegarn. And more. The villains just kept coming nonstop. Garlic Jr. and more. And some of our original villains that we love, such as Frieza again, another one by the name of Cooler, King Cold, a version of the androids, and of course Cell, and more. There were dozens of these villains, as it was Vegeta, Gohan, Piccolo, and the others. They would then smirk as they know that they have a fight on their hands. They would then power up and go attack these villains, as Goku's continuing to fight this monster Janemba. Now Goma is watching and he's absolutely shitting himself because he doesn't know what to do. But he then realizes, well, I don't know what to do, as he was trying to think about what to do. And he tells Neva to do something, like, is there something we could do? And Neva says, no, well, maybe. As he was eyeing up Goku, noticing how much hidden power Goku has. Maybe he could help release that. Maybe. Neva's a relaxing soul. But now, we would then have Goku to battle Janemba. Goku would then get serious, powering up to Super Saiyan 2. He would literally crush inward Janemba, flying right through him. Janemba supposedly died. But then, all of these villains who the heroes were fighting off would then turn to Glob. They would then fuse back into Janemba, who just became a gelatinous mass. It was beginning to shrink and form something. And then we got the most dangerous villain in Dragon Ball Z, Janemba's true form. As he opened his eyes, Goku was standing there, and he does not like the feeling of this. This version of Janemba is far more powerful than the original. Way more powerful. He would then charge in at Goku, who blocked the attack, having a trade-off with him. But with Janemba's abilities, he was overwhelming even Goku. Even though Goku has Cell's potential, all this power that he has, it's as if Janemba's the opposite of him. Whatever Goku did just didn't work. Janemba was so powerful. Goku would even go Super Saiyan 3. And he would be able to hold off Janemba pretty well, but Janemba would then go full power and overwhelm even Goku at that point. And then once when he had his sword, Goku was outmatched, being sliced badly. Goku would try one final attack, firing a ki blast, as Janemba would fire his own mouth blast. The two would then go. Janemba would then disappear, as he would then reform behind Goku and deliver the same mouth blast, hitting Goku from behind. Goku would then land in a crater, severely wounded. As the Z Fighters were all shocked, everything was collapsing because of Janemba's power. So Vegeta, Piccolo, and the others would then power up. They would then all go to fight Janemba, doing the best that they can. But Janemba was just toying with them. They had no chance. As Goku laid there, an old Namekian would then walk up to Goku and explain to him that you did pretty well, but you're not using your full power, you know? Goku says, what? He says, let me help you. As he would then put his hand on Goku, and Goku would then begin to change and evolve. With this power, Goku would then transform, as everybody would then stop to see the huge light when Goku transformed. He would then crawl up the rock, as it was Super Saiyan 4 Goku. This power was beyond anything anyone ever imagined. It was so strong. Janemba would then be in shock seeing this, as Goku would then tell him that every force has an echo. Your own bad energy will be your undoing. He would then almost teleport right in front of Janemba, delivering powerful punches, denting in his armor. And Janemba would try to hit him, but it wouldn't do anything, as Goku would dodge it, delivering a powerful kick to Janemba's face, skidding him across the ground. This is when Goku would then charge up his own pure energy, forming a mini spirit bomb in his hand. He would then hold it and condense it in his hand. As Janemba would then charge in, Goku would then throw the attack as it would hit Janemba and completely disintegrate all the evil. And since this happened, Janemba would then revert back to a teenager, just a young boy. He would then freak out and then run away. Goku would then laugh a little bit, as peace was finally brought back. And then the demon realm closed off. Same with heaven and hell. Everything was back to normal. Now Goma was in shock seeing this, and this would also change his mindset that he's not going to try to take over anything. He's going to leave that monster alone, as he's not going to try. He also feels like they did kind of save his realm, so Goma's not going to try anything with the Earth Dragon Balls to start the whole show of Dragon Ball Daima. And then the Supreme Kai would then take Goku and his friends back to Earth, where peace was finally restored. Now Vegeta was furious. He would question Goku, saying, how did you get that power? What is that? Goku would explain that, I don't know. I've always knew that I've had a power further, but I just couldn't reach it. Until now, that one Namekian guy helped me out. And this infuriated Vegeta. He explains that he'll find a power even stronger than that to beat Goku. And everyone then laughed, as it was a big feast and a celebration. Things were brought to peace. But we know only for so long, as far off in the distance, a certain purple cat has now awoken. Lord Beerus. Now Lord Beerus has visions. He has dreams, as this cat, being over 200 plus million years old, he's bored. Imagine living for that long, being the strongest in the universe. No foe can match your power. Being the destroyer. It's quite boring. Beerus is a natural fighter. He's a lot like a Saiyan in a lot of ways, except lazier and older acting. But he has the appetite and the battle hunger is one. He wants to fight someone strong. He wants to have fun. He's so bored. He's getting older too. well, he would finally have that dream. He had a vision, but then he kind of forgot about it as he was speaking to the Oracle Fish after he woke up. Then he remembered the Super Saiyan God, a being that can rival his power. It was incredible. As he would then speak to Whis about it. Now, Whis was an angel. He was his attendant, servant, and advisor, and also teacher, and to also keep him in check. He would then explain to Whis what happened to the Frieza. What's going on with all that? Whis explains that, well, Frieza did destroy planet Vegeta like he said, but years later, he was defeated by a Saiyan, making Beerus spit out his drink. Frieza was beaten by a Saiyan? Who? He explains it was a Saiyan by the name of Son Goku. He appears to unlock transformations and more, and he defeated Frieza on planet Namek. This would of course shock Beerus, and he says, how did Frieza lose? He was the strongest other than himself. The Saiyan. He would then expect Goku's Super Saiyan as he fights Frieza. He says, he is very powerful, stronger than Frieza, that's for sure. But there's no God Ki. He's not a god. That's not what I'm looking for. He then says, how many Saiyans have survived? He says, oh, a handful. Even Prince Vegeta did. All the Saiyans are residing on planet Earth as we speak now. And Beerus made his mind. He said, good, let's go there right now. And he says, where is that one Saiyan that beat Frieza first? And he says, well, the one Saiyan is currently training on King Kai's world. He says, King Kai, huh? Okay. Let's go. How long will it take us? About 24 minutes. Oh, that's as long as the Dragon Ball episode. That's okay, we got Goku. As he would then take his leave, arriving to King Kai's world where he met Goku for the first time. Now, mind you, the same interaction will go pretty much the same as the Battle of the Gods movie. Goku was a bit immature acting, but Beerus is interested. Goku has a lot of potential and power. He can tell. And he can tell that, yes, he definitely did beat Frieza with power like that. But he wants to see this Super Saiyan. He wants to see it. And Goku would, of course, say yes. Goku would transform into a Super Saiyan and say that he'd go further beyond. This piqued Beerus' interest, as Goku as a Super Saiyan, mind you, is stronger than that of Vegeta, which already shows you how strong Goku actually is, especially now. Goku would continue bumping his power up to Super Saiyan 2, Super Saiyan 3, and he explains he can go further beyond that. But he'll keep it at 3 for now if you want. And Beerus says, oh, we might be cocky, aren't we? Well, then come at me then. Now, Goku would then charge in and fight Beerus. Now, Goku is many, many, many times stronger than Vegeta was. In my opinion, he's rivaling the power of a Super Saiyan God. Not quite there. He doesn't have God Ki either, so he can't even sense Beerus. And Beerus can sense him. Goku would do pretty okay. He wouldn't really land a hit on Beerus because he can't really track him. But he would actually survive a lot more punches against Beerus. Until Beerus would then get serious, he would tell Goku to stop slacking off. He wants to see his true power. Show this power to him. And Goku would of course oblige. He would then transform into a Super Saiyan 4. This would pique his interest, as Goku now is, in my opinion, rivaling or a little bit stronger than that of a Super Saiyan God. But he doesn't have God Ki, is the problem. Beerus thinks the form is very interesting. He can sense Demon Realm magic with that. But it's not God Ki. Not what he's looking for, but it is strong. He'll fight it anyway, of course. So him and Goku would then go at it. Goku would actually be able to land a hit or two on Beerus just by luck, as Beerus got cocky. Now, Beerus will hit Goku a lot, more than he did in the original, but Goku would still lose. As Beerus would get more serious, he would knock him out. He says, this warrior is probably the strongest I've ever faced, but he's not a god. It's not what I'm looking for. He would then head to Earth to see what Vegeta had to offer. Now, of course, Bulma was celebrating her 38th birthday party, as things were going pretty smoothly. Now, when Beerus does show up, things pretty much go the exact same. As we all remember, he enjoyed the party until he had a beef with Majin Buu. Or, in the show, Goten and Trunks knocked the pudding out of his hands. He got upset and started absolutely annihilating the Z-Fighters like it was nothing. Vegeta would then try to fight Beerus, but he was overwhelmed. He would then see Bulma get hit by Beerus, and he would snap, being not stronger than Goku, but way stronger. So he would actually be able to tank a punch and actually hit him back. And Beerus was pretty impressed, but he was still even weaker than the other Saiyan. he's getting mad because he's like, I'm looking for a god, and when I was so close, it's taken away from me. But then Goku would then arrive, and he would tell Beerus they can use the Dragon Balls to ask Shenron where a god could be. Shenron would then appear, and he was absolutely terrified because of the fact that Beerus was here. He would, of course, explain the tale of the Super Saiyan God, that thousands of years ago, it was a Saiyan by the name of Yamoshi. He was different than the other Saiyans, weaker, but he had a pure heart. He was casted aside by the other Saiyans, who were brutal by nature. He did have friends, 5 other great friends who were cast aside as well for being weak, but also having pure hearts. He hated how the Saiyans acted, so he would then team up with his friends, and they would all give them their energy to him, and he would transform into a deity. The first mortal to become a god, a Super Saiyan god. With this strength, he was able to overwhelm the tens of thousands of evil Saiyans, but the power did not last, and he lost the power, and apparently he snapped. Yamoshi, with his friends gone, transformed into a Super Saiyan, forcing the Saiyans to flee the planet as he died alongside the planet's destruction. As they've forgotten really about the Super Saiyan God, but the Super Saiyan terrified them more. It was more primalistic, and he was not losing that power. He was only getting stronger. But the rage consumed him. That was the legend. And Goku says, oh, so we just need 6 Saiyans in total, get their power, and he becomes Super Saiyan God. That's great. And they said, well, who wants to be the god? And Goku was going to pick himself, but then Vegeta hilariously cut in front of him, as he told him he would rather die in hell, but then have Kakarot get another power-up. He says, no way, I'm doing this. You already have your Super Saiyan 4. I'm taking the powers of a god. And Vegeta also wants revenge against Beerus for what happened. And Beerus says he much prefer if the stronger Saiyan gets it, but he doesn't care. He wants to fight a god. He does not care. Hurry up. And he says that Vegeta's quite strong too. Vegeta would then be given the energy, as Videl said that she was having their child Pan. She was pregnant, so they have enough Saiyans. Vegeta was given the power of a god first. W for Vegeta in the chat. As Vegeta would then use this power to then combat Beerus. Now, while Vegeta would do very well against Beerus, he is slightly stronger than the original, but as we know, he is actually weaker than Super Saiyan 4 Goku, but he's in the same realm. But he has God Ki. He can actually sense Beerus' power, and Vegeta is getting stronger as the fight goes on because he's adapting to the power. Now, Vegeta's not holding back like how Goku did. He's throwing 100%, hitting Beerus with everything that he has. He's ruthless. And Beerus is having fun, as Vegeta was able to quickly adapt and block his attacks, but we know that Vegeta lost the power, but he's not willing to give up. He would then put his hands together and shoot a final flash as Beerus threw a supernova at him. Vegeta, and one final push, would then transform into a Super Saiyan God once again, having enough power to blast the attack away. But he would then fall unconscious as he just could not fight no more, and he was defeated. Now, Beerus had a lot of fun today, but he did keep a promise. If Vegeta failed to beat him, he will destroy Earth. He would then charge a Ki Blast in his hand as Goku was ready to fight Beerus again. Beerus would then turn his hand and destroy a small rock. And Whis says, well, look at that, my lord. You destroyed Earth like you said you would, just not very much of it. He says, yes, well, through all this fighting, it seems I blew through all my energy today. But, I guess I'll just come back and destroy it another time. And Goku explains that, well, next time I see you again, I want to have a rematch again. And Beerus says, when you become a god, then yes. As he gave his props to Vegeta, Beerus would then take his leave. Now, since the events of Battle of Gods were over, Frieza arc would still happen. Now, Frieza was still brought back to life. Frieza knew that he had to train as the Saiyans have grown much stronger. Now, Frieza, being Frieza, as we all know, he would continue training for the next 3 to 4 months to make himself stronger, to be able to surpass the Saiyans and become the strongest once again, and to get his revenge. Now, as for Goku and Vegeta, well, I believe that Goku would actually be the one to go to Beerus' planet first, as he would beg Whis, and Whis would take Goku along. Now, Whis was really interested in this Super Saiyan 4 power. It was really unique. and it could be evolved even further. But that's for a later date. As Vegeta would find out a few months later, he would be able to go to Beerus' world. He was furious that Goku got to training. Goku was already adapted to Beerus' training and Whis' training, and over the next few years, they would be able to unlock the God Key together. Now, Goku would be able to unlock Super Saiyan God and Super Saiyan Blue alongside Vegeta. But the one problem. I think you guys fail to realize that he also has Cell's potential. And because of how OP the potential is, we're really going to start seeing it. Goku training with Whis, he's way surpassed Vegeta, to where Whis has to train Goku separately because Vegeta cannot keep up. Now, this would push Vegeta to train harder than ever, but Goku was in a whole other league of power. It was kind of busted. Now, the thing with Goku is him training so much, and the fact that he can heal and get stronger, is OP. Goku here has become so strong that when he goes to fight Frieza, he rivals Jiren's power. Let that sink in, and it's not far-fetched. Frieza trained for 3 months, and he went from being weaker than he was in the Frieza saga to being able to fight a Super Saiyan Blue. Now, we know it's because Frieza in Hell did do some training, and he had a lot of potential pool within him. He said so himself. It's the same thing for Goku. Goku has been training, but he's been stuck at a current limit of how strong he could become. But with Whis' help, Goku's been able to break that wall and unlock his true pool of potential that's within him. And the fact that he has Frieza, King Cold, Goku, and Vegeta the Saiyans all pulled into one potential, that is absolutely absurd. So by this point, though, Vegeta is continuing to train to get stronger, but he's left behind in the dust. Beerus would then take note of that, and he tells Vegeta that you need to start training differently to keep up with Kakarot there. And he explains that, well, I might be able to help you with that. Maybe you should come watch me train every now and again. And he would then leave. Vegeta would then follow him to see what he meant. But now, of course, a year has then passed in total of training. The Frieza arc would still happen. So Frieza would still arrive on Earth, and he would, of course, try taking over the planet, waiting for Goku and Vegeta. Now, the version of these characters are different. Gohan is still super OP because he still kept his training up. That makes Piccolo stronger. The Earthlings are still in good shape. They would be able to overwhelm Frieza's forces pretty easily, killing the 10,000 soldiers. Now, Frieza, of course, would step down, and he would actually fight Gohan, and Gohan would be able to hold his own for a little while against first and maybe even second form Frieza. But when Goku and Vegeta then show up, Frieza goes right to his final form. But now, of course, Frieza wants to fight Goku first. He has a beef to settle with him. So when they go to battle, Goku was in base form, of course, and he was battling Frieza. Now, Frieza's final form was getting easily overwhelmed by Goku. Whatever he did didn't work. And Frieza was getting concerned. As Goku would then explain that you're hiding something, aren't you? A power. And Frieza would then transform into his golden form, and Goku would still stay in base form, explaining that he doesn't even need it yet. Frieza was getting absolutely slapped by Goku, as Goku in base form is too OP. He's overwhelming Frieza. And even Super Saiyan might even be overkill, because Jiren is billions of times stronger than Frieza at this point in time. But even with that, Goku was overwhelming Frieza with ease. And Goku was kind of bored. This is when Vegeta would then step up, and he would be fighting Frieza. So Vegeta would. He would then go Super Saiyan Blue and fight Frieza, which would be a much better fight, but even Vegeta is stronger than his original self. So he would actually be able to fight Frieza and overwhelm him. And Frieza was also getting tired because of his stamina issue. As with this, the battle would then commence. Frieza was overwhelmed by Vegeta. Now, originally we knew what happened here. Frieza waited until the guard was dropped. He would then destroy the planet. But mind you how fast Goku is. When Frieza puts his hands on the ground, he was just about to do it. Goku saw the look. He then appeared and grabbed Frieza by the neck before even Vegeta or anyone else except Whis and Beerus could see it. He would then slam Frieza against the wall. Goku would explain that there's no dirty tricks here, Frieza. As he would then throw Frieza into the air, telling Vegeta to finish it now. Vegeta was angry, but then he then fired a Big Bang attack, completely engulfing Frieza, killing the Emperor. Now, Vegeta was so mad that Goku kind of took his thunder, but he explained that you dropped your guard, Vegeta, and Frieza nearly killed us all. You almost destroyed the planet. And Vegeta kind of swallowed his pride a little bit, as Whis did confirm that. He just says, whatever, I killed Frieza. I'm satisfied now. And him and Goku would then go back to Beerus' world to continue their training. pretty much the exact same. But now, of course, we would still have Beerus and Champa's Universe 6 tournament. As Champa would still arrive, as he was out of breath, he would explain to Beerus they would have a little eating contest as Beerus ate an egg. Champa would then eat instant ramen noodles and fall in love with it, even Vados did. And he explains that we need fighters to set up. And Beerus was more cocky than ever because he has Goku, who Goku by this point rivals Beerus in terms of power, which is really OP. But not even Beerus really has seen Goku's full power. The only one who knows how strong Goku actually is actually Whis. Whis is the only one who was inside his staff with Goku who saw how strong he is. Whis even stated himself that you could potentially beat Beerus. And this shocked Goku, and he says, well, I'll have to fight him again sometime. But Beerus was cocky. He knows that Goku was absurdly strong, and that they'll most likely win. Champa doesn't know this, and they would then set up the tournament. But we will get into the Universe 6 tournament in the finale. And that is it for this one. If you guys, thank you for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know what you guys think down below about Janemba being a big bad villain. And we also saw a lot of movie villains appear for fun. But anyway, thank you all so much for the support. I really do appreciate it. Let's get to 50,000 subscribers. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.